Hey everyone, welcome to your 1010 Fates Wheel Portal reading. So 1010 is opening up this portal this year, and especially between 10:10 a.m. up to 10:10 p.m. in your time zone, it's going to be opening up this awareness in your life. And I love this reading that's coming forward because it's all about this Wheel of Fortune. You know, this is the number 10 in the major arcana, which this is the Wheel of Fate, which basically has a message that before you came down here, your higher self, your soul chose you first as an avatar to represent it and experience this life through. And it chose when you were going to be born and when you were going to be leaving and withdrawing back to the spirit realm, and all these fated events that it wanted to experience life through. But within each of those fated events, we still have the power to choose what story we want to apply to the situation and what emotion we want to feel as we go through it. So even though these fated events are out of our control as the human avatar, because they're already preordained to come into our lives, we still get to choose the impact that it has on us mentally with the story that we apply to it and emotionally as we go through it. So there is this empowerment that comes and that takes us out of this kind of world of that we're on this out of control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode, in a gorge. And it shows that our life is much more intricately planned out than we had ever thought. It's more like a monorail train, like at Disney World, where it has all these exact stops. The train is attached to the track, so it's not going to go flying off. And it all is this perfectly planned ride that we're on. So there is that power that comes in here, that we're not as out of control as we think we are, and that we do have that power of choice. And I know when they first told me the story around this, when Spirit presented that to me, I was like, I don't think I'm making a choice. It doesn't feel like it anyway. And they showed that, how this all unfolds with all our stories and our emotions that we feel through situations is that all humans, when we were younger, as children, are given these popular opinions on what something is supposed to mean when it happens and how we're supposed to feel as we go through it. And we take on those stories, those opinions, those emotions as our own until it becomes our story. It becomes our habit to feel that way and to think that that thing means that way. And eventually it becomes so ingrained over and over and over again, it becomes our reaction where it doesn't feel like we're making a decision because it happens so quick. But the beauty of all this message that's coming in around these fated events is that we still get to choose what emotion we feel and what story that we want to apply to it. And because it's a habit, we can just put a little effort into it to change our habit on what story we want to put around things, what emotion we want to feel as we go through it. So that is the story of the Wheel of Fortune for this 1010 portal. And we're going to be asking just where in my life can I use awareness around my stories and my emotions? And that's what we're going to look at by each individual zodiac sign. We're going to jump into yours right now. All right, all you Tauruses, this is your 1010 portal reading, and we're going to be starting off by pulling a card here from the Seeker Oracle. Any of the cards I use in a reading, I do list in the description box below, so if any of them catch your fancy and you'd like them for yourself, you know where you can pick those up. So we'll start off using this deck to find out just the area of your life that Creator and Spirit would like you to know, to have some awareness around your stories, around your emotions. So this is for all our Tauruses, our Taurians. All right, so what would you like them to know? What area of their life would you like some awareness around? Okay, this will be the one right here. And you have being bullheaded. Huh. Does this look like a Taurus to you? That's too funny. They are comedians, aren't they? So let's take a look here. So let's see, maybe it's your story around that Tauruses are bullheaded, right? But we'll take a look here. It says disagreements can arise in any relationship. We all have an opinion. We all want to be heard. Unfortunately, there are times when opinions clash and friends or loved ones become foe. Things can go from bad to worse when one or both parties believe that their actions are 100% justified and in turn take an unyielding, hardline stance that feels like a punishment. The warring parties withdraw their support. They give each other the cold shoulder. They refuse to discuss the matter or apologize because, in their minds, they both believe that they are right and the other is wrong. Like the Minotaur messenger, they choose to be bullheaded. However, there are times when we need to ask ourselves whether the end of a relationship is worth the price of being right? Winning the battle, but losing the war. What do we truly stand to lose by being stubborn if we choose to insist that we are right for all the wrong reasons? Sometimes, unless the argument reveals an absence of respect or that core values are not shared, we can yield and be open to compromise. We can be mindful that sometimes both sides of an argument or dispute can have a foundation of truth and integrity. Contradictory points of view can both be valid. Sometimes a concession needs to be made so peace and harmony can be maintained or restored. If love is more important than being right, you need to make a choice to dull those horns and meet somewhere in the middle. Don't let a wounded ego, pride, or stubbornness be the driving force behind your actions. Yeah, so they're bringing awareness around the stories of that your small t truths are more truer than someone else's small t truths. And you've been on this journey of opening up to higher truths, those that are the capital T truths that are rooted in the unconditional love of the higher realms, and you're recognizing the small t truths of the human side that are rooted in the fear of losing conditional love. So there's this great awareness coming around this, and they do want me to pull here the Wisdom of the Tao Oracle, and let's see what else they want you to know about this realization of the truths and your expansion of those and your openness, your open-mindedness that has been coming or is coming right now for you. So what else for our Taurus? All right, so this is the one here. Yeah, balance. Beautiful. Don't have to be extremes. We can find compromise in the middle, right? It says, create a balance between what you desire and what you can accomplish. Abandon prejudice and ego to see other perspectives of your situation. Find harmony in things material and spiritual. Be at peace with the world as it is now. It can be a big blessing in disguise. So, yeah, I love this message that's coming in here for you because it is really focusing in on the awareness that you can be right or you can be happy. You can be in a relationship or you can be out of a relationship. I forget, there was a comedian, and I forget which one it is, but they basically, the premise of what they were talking about is, I think if it was, they were with their partner watching TV, and she told him to change the channel, and so they did. And then there was a song that was playing, something about, girls ask their boyfriends about other girls or something like that. And she got upset and she was saying stuff, and he went on to argue and present this perfect argument on why what she was saying was not true and that her foundation of it was blah, 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 blah. And he goes, and I won my relationship, I won myself right out of my relationship. And so it's this, again, I won the battle, but I lost the war. And so this beautiful balance coming in, understanding both sides of things is coming in very clear. And it says it's fortunate to encounter the card of the immortal woman. Her name is Immortal Woman He, H-E. And it might be pronounced differently. But it says, her power to establish harmony in any situation is assisting you with your quest in life. Immortal Woman, also known as He Zheng Gu, I probably mispronounced that, my apologies, is about physical balance and emotional resonance. When you encounter an obstacle, understand that it is not related to bad luck, but is more likely a result of imbalance. Balance is the lack of excess, the absence of dominance, and the freedom from control. This card is a gentle reminder that you can have balance maintained in your life to achieve emotional health and to free yourself from situations of great stress or anxiety. A perfect balance cannot be attained unless you see the world through your own eyes as well as through the eyes of others. Both of these are talking about that. It's amazing. Pride and ego must be tamed by compassion and kindness. When things are balanced, you feel good. When you're not struggling against headwinds, your spirit can be free, and only then can you hear the guidance from heaven and feel the effects of balance. Take action with inaction. Cherish without being attached, and embrace the world without addiction and dependency. Hard work, the courage to dream, the tenacity to toil, all these must be balanced by relaxation and leisure. Too much stress will lead to emotional collapse, while too much entertainment numbs your drive. Walk the middle ground to find balance. The Immortal Woman card is also a call to align with nature. Contemplate in front of trees, meditate by water, synchronize your heartbeat to the voice of birds, and permit the magical powers of nature to teach you balance. Yep. Definitely a clear message coming in here, right? We're also going to pull cards here from the Archangel Power Tarot. And let's see what else they would like all of you Taurians to know. Do you want to be right, or do you want peace? You can't have both. Everyone wants to be right, right? So what else for our Taurians, please? Okay. I want those two, and actually that one. And I'm hearing Benjamin Franklin, who is the great, I think it was the great compromiser. He helped people find solutions. And I kind of feel like that is where you're headed here. You're able to learn through your experience of losing, of winning, but losing, and that you can help others find a good compromise and a good balance. Yeah, you have the Magician card here. So this is you taking action, making movement, being the conduit, raising your hand toward the heaven, your wand toward the heaven, bringing down that unconditional love through you, being a conduit and bringing it into the world. You have all the power within you to make dreams come true and to make things change. So they don't want you to feel powerless and that entrapped, because you are learning that, again, your opinion, everyone has an opinion, but as you're connecting more to the capital T truths of the higher realm, you're understanding that the small t truths are just all, illusions anyway. It's just, things that are going on rooted in fear, popular opinion that's been regurgitated and gossip that's spread, right? But you're finding truth that's so much deeper than that. Yeah, and you have the Knight of Gabriel, which is the Knight of Wands. So he's in search of his power. He's in search of his wand. So that's what knights do. They quest, and you're in search of finding that Ace of Wands that will allow you to feel the power and understand the power, knowing that wherever you point it, like a wand, wherever you point it is what grows. And so if you're focusing on what's missing in your life, or division, or chaos, or what's lacking in your life, or what you don't want in your life, I probably repeated that, that grows. But if you focus on what you are grateful for, what you do want in your life, then that expands. And this whole magician energy coming in here is your ability to make things happen. Yeah, I thought you were going to have a 6 of Michael or 6 of Swords come in here. Change of mindset, moving from old ways of thinking to new ways of thinking. So we definitely knew that was going to be coming up here with everything that was going on here. So you definitely have this switch of mindset on that has to be the truth, and you're moving from really choppy waters into peaceful waters. Then you have the 10 of Ariel, which is the 10 of Pentacles. This is abundance coming in the outside world. It's the breaking of chains too. You know, the 10 of Pentacles can relate to breaking old chains, old ways of thinking, old things that are passed down from generation to generation that a lot of times get passed down to your children before you even have a chance to look into what you believe and why you believe. But I feel like you've been doing a lot of this inner work and this evaluating of your thoughts, your beliefs, and your attitudes towards life. And this 10 of Pentacles is making you feel like this abundant feeling. You're just feeling overflowing into your life, which makes sense with everything that you're going through here. You are moving from this place of conflict all the time to this beautiful, beautiful place of balance. And people see it. People know it. Yeah, you know, the 7 of Michael, the 7 of Swords, which is all about your understanding your thoughts and beliefs that were deceiving you, those illusionary things that were happening, these conflicts that were happening, and you're realizing, oh, it's not other people that are the problem that are causing the conflict. It takes 2 to create conflict, right? So you are learning to take your responsibility and going, oh yeah, I could see if the shoe was on the other foot and I was the one that was like, no, your stuff is wrong and you need to believe what I want to believe. If you're doing that to me, we're about to have a battle. And so you're understanding your approach to other people's beliefs and attitudes and what you're trying to share with the world here. We're also going to use the Everyday Tarot. I'm just going to pull some cards for clarification. Let's see what area of this message here do we want clarity around. I really feel like I'm being drawn to the movement of thought and belief and what the core of these are. And so I'm going to see, what else do you want the Taurians to know about these change of thoughts? What else would you like our Taurians to know about these change of thoughts, please? Okay, anything else? What else? Okay, I do want... Okay, those 2. Any others? Nope. Okay, so these are the 3, and this is all about these thoughts and these beliefs that are changing here, these small t truths that you were so adamant about. Yeah, you have the Queen of Pentacles. So you do have Mother Nature, Mother Nurture coming in here and the new birth of things. But this self-nurturing that you've been doing has really helped you understand where you're coming from. I feel like you did a lot of inner reflection about your own worth and how when you were defining yourself by the outside world, how unstable you felt about who you were, because all those things out in the outside world are unstable, whether, you know, it's relationships, people change or pass away, situations like your job, your education, your social status, you know, those things never stay the same. And of course, your bodies, your bank accounts, your possessions, those things deteriorate, they break down, they're stolen, they burn down. And you realized through all of that was not true abundance, that you were never going to feel wholeness and completeness by those things. And in fact, as I mentioned, you felt unstable because of it, but it turned you inward. You had enough disappointment in the outside world, enough battles lost or battles won and people lost, you know, to turn you inward, and you're finding this wholeness and this abundance, this new birth that's starting from the inside out. So I do love that for you. Yeah, and then here's the 2 of Wands. We talked about that with these 2 over here, really with the understanding that whatever you focus on is what grows. And this is what, like, it's two options every moment. Are you going to grow unconditional love in your life? Or are you going to grow the lack and the stuff that you don't want in your life? Which is it that you want to focus on and grow? And that Two of Wands is exactly that message. Then your final card is the Queen of Swords. So you got some great divine feminine energy in here, because you got the earth element, which they also get a dose of water. So you have mud with that you can make things out of, but you also have the air element with water element, which is all about the balance between heart and mind. Balance between heart and mind. So you definitely have this wonderful just power coming in, your understanding of how much power you hold and what you do with it. So you do have a lot of clarity coming in here for this, but keep on going back to the being bullheaded Taurus, being stubborn. It's like, why? What are you afraid of? If you can keep an open mind and an open heart, then you understand, and you can see here how the Queen has one hand extended. So she's got the Ace of Swords here, which I talked about in the beginning, connects you to the capital T truths of the higher realm, while also allowing you to cut away the small T truths that no longer serve you. So you are understanding, how important is it for me to believe this one thing? Instead, what's most important, right? I mean, you can think about that. Any of this stuff, you can mention politics, you can mention religion, you can mention guns, you can mention immigrants, you can mention abortion, you can mention, all those things. You can just feel people's hair starting to rise. But when we look down to it and we can see everyone else's perspective, instead of being right and saying, this is how it's supposed to be, we can go, well, why do you feel the way that you do so strongly about that? And then we hear their story and we're like, oh, if I was in their shoes, that's where I would be too. But this is where I'm coming from. And you share where you're coming from. And they're like, well, and with anything, you can never force anyone to change their mind. That's what a big message that's been coming over these last couple of years. The only time change happens in the world is when there's a change of heart. How do you change hearts? By not trying to convince them with your mind, that's for sure. That just sends people in the other direction. Unconditional love for each other is what changes hearts. And when we do that, then things change, right? When we love someone and we try to find and understand where they're coming from, understand their fears, then we can come to these compromises, come to these balances, and that's where we can change the world. And I kind of feel like that's the kind of atmosphere that you're creating, a non-judgmental, you're inquiring why people believe what they believe without trying to convince them, not like inquiring to see what holes you can shoot in it, but just really understanding where they're coming from so that we can make compromises and we can have peace and balance. So I do love this for you. Please bring that into the world. We could definitely use that, and I'm sure it's all unfolding perfectly, but I love that you are going to be a leader in bringing this new way of looking at things to the world. If you are looking for more messages of love from above, in addition to these videos, I also put out monthly readings for each individual zodiac sign, also weekly energy updates for each individual zodiac sign, and a few other types of videos throughout the month. So if you don't want to miss out on those and get a notification as soon as they're available, if you give this video a little thumbs up by clicking the like button, also click the subscribe button, and that'll give you access to the notification bell. When you go in there, there's an all option. When you click on there, then you will be notified of any new videos that do come out on my channel. Doing those things also helps spread the Zen love. It helps my channel grow in significant ways, because when you like or share one of my videos, if you comment on one of my videos, and if you subscribe to my channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so giddy happy, it does want to share the videos of this channel with other people as well automatically. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, please know that I am very, very grateful for that. These also are general readings, and if you're looking for more specific information and answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and my recorded personal readings actually have a sliding price scale where you can choose between 3 different prices for different timings of those, and so that allows you flexibility to choose one that's in more alignment with your budget at the time. So if you're interested in any of those things, it is all listed in the description box below this video. All right, Taurians, as you go through this beautiful 1010 portal and step through it, please know that every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing adventure. I'm sure we'll be talking very soon. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.